Let's say, for example, a person writes a book, Crip or Blood, Pyro, writes a book, autobiography. Now, there's several already out there, and uh, what's the likelihood that a ex gang member can get a bestseller?
Well, I think Monster Cody may have been the like the apex, and his book came along at the right time. However, in this day and time, with the stigma of gangs and the violence associated with gangs, the negativity, the drug activity, and everything that's associated with gangs. It's like telling a story about I shot 50 people, I'm the baddest blood, I'm the baddest crip, this is what I did, and I did this and I did that. Chances are, that's not gonna be a bestseller. If I did a book or something like that, it would have to be not necessarily the gang thing would be a part of it, but knowing me and knowing who I am and how much I love my black African culture and all of that, I would have to address more of the social things that are attached to gangs, the types of things that provide an environment that is conducive to the growth of gangs. So, everybody's not going to have no bestseller on a gang thing. And if people don't know you, or you're not, well known all over the country or something like that, your chances of having a bestseller, let's be real, it's slim to none.
Do you know AC Moses?
Yes, sir.
Where did you meet AC?
I met AC. Well, actually, we knew each other but didn't know each other years and years and years ago. I had some people that they lived in Compton on Nestor, and AC at that time, I think we called AC, people used to call him Moses. And I had ran across AC way back in the, late 60s, back in them times. But it wasn't until um, sometime after I came home that AC and I were able to get together and chop it up. So I've known AC personally now probably 17, 18 years.
Did you ever get a chance to read Starting Lineup?
Yeah, actually, AC had sent me a copy of the transcript years before it even made it to print.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was very informative. He had a lot of historical context, and the fact that he was on both sides of the fence. He has a lot of information.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how accurate was AC's book?
Let's give AC now. I don't know all of this, so but from just what I heard growing up and being around certain people, you got to give AC a 8.5, 9 on his information. Now there may be others that were around and know AC that would say that it had holes in it and all of that. But what you have to look at, and I think when you get to the age that AC is at, the age that I'm at, trying to go back 40, 50 years and be able to remember every detail, remember every person's name that was around and in your neighborhood. It could be that when the book was written or when he did an interview or whatever, he forgot to mention someone. So accuracy is tied to our memory. So just because someone says something and somebody else can say that maybe that's not true, it doesn't mean that that person isn't credible.
Right. AC got a big name in the whole gang culture in L.A. and Compton. Um, so that wasn't directed at nobody. That was just a personal opinion that I was asking for. Um, so what else is going on with you, Caesar?
Right now, um, just trying to be a little bit more active in the community, pushing more of my martial art classes, um, doing the right things uh, at home and in life, and trying to take the best care of myself that I can, making sure that I'm eating well, exercising, and keeping a positive mindset. Because something else I wanted to touch on is that a lot of what's wrong with our community has to do with a certain lack of spirituality. And when I say that, I'm not talking about religion, because your religion isn't really that important to me. I have friends from the Nation of Islam that are Muslims, that are Hebrew Israelites, that are, Moors, Kajik Christians, people from all varieties of religious doctrines or disciplines. So when I say spirituality, I just mean that, are you treating your family well? Are you doing what you need to do by your children? Is your word your bond? Can I believe you when you tell me something? So looking more at the heart and what's inside rather than what you tell me. So this whole epidemic of violence and destruction that we have all over the world, and I've mentioned this in some of the other videos that I did for you, that black on black violence isn't just contained to LA, the United States. I mean, we're slaughtering each other all over Brazil, Africa, Nigeria, different places, some of these different countries where, the tribal wars there are really real. They're going around chopping each other up or whatever, just based on geography, man-made boundaries that were left by the Europeans, that have oftentimes separated one group of Africans from another that were together at one time. You look at the Eritrea and Ethiopia or something like that. So my focus is global.
Talk about some of the solutions to ending gangbanging.
It's that's it's difficult, but I know one thing that we have to do is we have to reach these our children at an early age, um, and let them know that this isn't acceptable to be killing your brother. And I just said brother, so that think about if we if I see you and I say, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" And that you can receive that, and you can, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" instead of, "Hey, cuz, hey, blood," automatically you done threw up either a barrier or you got the person's radar, his antenna going up, not knowing if, this person's trying to trick them or what. But um, just the way that we approach each other and the way that we speak to and about each other is one thing that I would like to be able to see us, have that pride again, and be able to say, yeah, that's my brother right there. He may be from somewhere else, but our struggle is the same. So, hey, brother, I see you, I acknowledge you, and there's no animosity towards you. I don't know if you're old enough to remember, Kev, back in the day, they used to have the CETA programs, things like that, where you could every summer you could get a job working for some company or something like that. It was almost like an apprenticeship or something, and you earn money doing this. Now, something that happened is during the Reagan era, he stayed in like 16 years. So in all that time he was in there, they started dismantling all these programs that used to do positive things in the community and offer outlets for our young people that were, to help steer them away from nonsense. So a lot of it is going to have to start at home. And we have to kind of go back to the spiritual foundation and the respect for life and the knowing that if you become a parent that life is supposed to change for you. So that how are you going to be a parent? You're a 22-year-old active gang member, and now you are a parent with a little child, that is dependent on you. A baby or a child, they can't do anything without help from us. So you have to decide where your loyalties lie. And my opinion is that when you start having children and all of that, your loyalty is to your family. So in going back to solutions, we need to let people know that, everybody doesn't have to go to college. Everybody don't have to be on the block, hustling or whatever. There are things that they could put back into schools that could help prepare you for a life after high school, where you can come straight out of high school and get a decent means of employment, which if you want to become an entrepreneur and you don't want to work for anybody else, you still have to have capital to open your own business.